welcome to Shop Talks, which is a production of Impressions, who puts the show on, and the Ink Kitchen, where I'm from. It's a website with free advice, and we do events, and we do the Shop Talks. And I want to thank sponsors, which is Impressions, Lane 7, Omniprint, Nasdar, Alpha Broder, Los Angeles Apparel, Hirsch, have all generously contributed so you can get this information for free. We're going to talk today about adding promotional products to your decorating business. And we are going to talk about it a little bit. Then we're going to allow for questions, and then we're going to hang around after if you want to talk to us more about it. And I have with me Theresa Hegel from ASI and Debbie Pasko from PPAI. All right, so let's just start. What's ASI? What's PPAI?
Okay, so ASI is, what are we? We're like a technology and media company for promotional products, suppliers, and distributors. I think we have ESP, the database that has like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of different promotional products on them. We also put out Counselor Magazine and have news and trends and research all on our website, which I'm on the editorial side, so that's what I know more about.
Okay, and what's PPAI?
PPAI is, we're the nonprofit trade association for the industry. We keep the industry strong, keep it growing. We've been around for over 100 years, created by the industry. We're governed by a board of directors that are voted in by our members. We have about 15,000 members between distributors and suppliers. But we're a membership organization. We offer research, education. We offer the largest trade show in the industry every January out in Las Vegas. So hopefully we'll get some interest from you guys and y'all come see us at the show.
I should add, we have some trade shows too. We have, ASI Chicago's coming up in July, I think. And we have education and all that stuff too. So we both are great services, both offer a lot of the same things. So.
Yeah, and I'll say from being a participant in the industry as a supplier and a distributor, they're both a great resources, and that's why we have them up here. Yep. So you just mentioned, this is very confusing to people. Supplier, distributor, what does that mean in the technical sense of the promotional industry? These mean very specific things, right?
They are, and it really is based on what you do for the industry or who you sell your products to. A supplier is classified as either an importer or a manufacturer. So they're going to bring the products in, they're going to put the brand on it, and they sell it. Our industry is pretty much closed. What that means is they don't sell to the end buyer. So your customers, they don't sell to. You have to have an industry number. So the person that sells to the end buyers is a distributor, and they buy from the supplier. So it's just that little supply chain that we try to keep strong. It protects distributors in our industry as well as suppliers, and everybody has their place on the marketplace. Does that make sense?
I think where it's confusing is actually my industry. So decorators kind of are in the middle, right?
They are, and they can be really kind of classified either way because it depends on who they sell to. So decorators will either sell as a distributor to their end buyer, and they produce their product. When I come to these shows, they always say, every person I talk to, I make my own promotional products. Well, what you're saying is you decorate your t-shirts or apparel, bags and caps and things like that. So you can either sell directly to the end buyer with their logo, or they wanted to mass produce and just be a decorator and sell on a commercial level. So distributors might come to you to buy their products.
So in general, if you're a contract printer, you are a supplier. If you are a decorator that sells to the end user, you're usually a distributor.
Yes.
So since we do both, we're kind of in a never land. So for some distributors, we print for them, and then we have end users. So I deal with a beer company, for example. Printed their t-shirts forever. They're like, can you get us coasters? We're an ASI PPAI distributor, so we are part of that. We are able to get that through that system.
Right.
So, what does that system look like? Like, how does if you're a distributor, which was what most people here we're going to talk about. If you're a decorator that's going to distribute and be what's technically called a distributor, what does that look like for them?
By being a PPAI member or an ASI subscriber, what that does is it gives you the buying power to buy from our suppliers. The traditional promotional product supplier does not sell to the end buyer, typically. The majority of them, that's that supply chain that they hold near to their heart. They don't want to do that. They don't want to break the chain. So basically, by being a member of an organization, it gives you a number. So when you call your supplier, they will ask you, what's your ASI number or what's your PPAI number? And that gives you the buying power to get wholesale pricing from our suppliers.
And I would say also that a lot of suppliers, they want to help you sell more things, so they will offer lots of marketing help and, various like trends and things that will help you sell their promotional products. Because obviously, it benefits them if you're going to sell a lot.
So in fact, they even produce a catalog sometimes, or a online catalog, and your name will be on there. So it's like, Atlantic City screen printing, but it's really going to be, Gill Line Studios in St. Louis, Missouri, that makes bumper stickers for a million different companies. So, and those will be, if we want to get in the weeds a little, those will be coded. What's that whole thing about? So, because they also put out general pricing, but there's codes to it. Yeah.
The
right?
special coding, I think everybody knows what it is. End buyers, everybody, I think you can Google it probably and find it. But the special coding, it's called the ABC code. And whenever you see a catalog in the promotional product industry, from Leeds or Gill Line or any of the suppliers, you'll see it'll have all this pricing, they'll have all the columns, and it may have A, B, C, or whatever, however it's listed. Basically, it's telling you how much discount is your price. So what they're publishing is considered suggested retail. So that's what your client sees. And they ignore those other digits or numbers traditionally. So if it's on an A, that's 50% discount. So you would know that you're on that first column, it's an A discount. So off that suggested retail, if it was $10, your price would be $5. That's how much it cost you and how much it's going to cost suggested to your client. You may sell to your client however much you want to, but it's just telling you really what your price is off of that price.
I don't really know that much about that.
No, that's good. That's fine. So, what does it take to get into this? If you're thinking about it. So, say you're a local screen printer here in Atlantic City, and you want to offer more than just garments. You want to, sell pens and stickers and what have you to your customers. What does it take to get into it? How do they go about it?
So pretty much, we've been exhibiting at the Impressions or the old ISS shows forever. It makes sense for you screen printers to join an organization or add promotional products to what you're selling because your clients are buying them. And if you're not selling them and providing them, they're going down the street, and down the street, the guy's going to start selling them their T-shirts as well, because you can sell anything in this industry. But what it takes is you do just have to show us that you are a distributor, you do resell to the end buyer, and you're buying from suppliers in our industry. Every one of these apparel companies that are at these shows are members of PPAI. They also have their catalogs in ASI. So the suppliers are there, you already qualify because you are doing business in this industry, and we just get those qualifications from you and get you signed up. There are fees, and it's based on different things, how big your company is, basically.
And also you would pay for access to the tools to search the suppliers, right?
Right. But I mean, you also, not to be sales pitchy, because that's not really me, but you get lots more than just, access to the database. There's, magazines and editor, like we're always putting out news about the industry that you can, read. We do like the top 40 suppliers and distributors every year. So, you're learning, you get kind of the best information, basically. And, I would also add that, like Debbie was saying, if you, if you're turning people away because you can't offer this, like that's, money you're kind of leaving on the table. Like you want to be that one-stop shop. So, pens and all the different kinds of, promotional products that are out there, you want to be able to offer that if that's what your clients want. And this is the way you can do that.
So I think I've talked to quite a few people that just think, you mentioned pens, I think it's the most obvious one. How far afield does this go? Because I think a lot of people just think that, well, I don't know if people need those few things. It's pretty extensive, right?
It is. It's very extensive, and that's really a great question because people always think of it as tchotchkes,
Crap.
trinkets.
I think crap.
Yeah, crap.
put it
They call
delicately.
everything. I mean, so many people look at a promotional product, they go, oh my God, I don't need another one of those. But let me tell you, we have suppliers such as Toomey bags. You got to think about the bigger picture, corporate gifting. When companies want to gift to their employees at their awards and recognition, they do want their name on it, they want their brand, but they want it really nice. Nice products, nice gifts. And our suppliers range anywhere from Toomey bags to a Bic pen. So it can go any
Yeah,
direction.
I visited Duluth Trading. I think their bags cost like $300,
Yeah.
but they last your whole life.
Yep.
So if you really want somebody to look at it, and I mean, I say it about T-shirts. You want your shirt to be used to wash a hubcap, or you want it to like be something they look at for the next 30 years, right?
Exactly.
And then
exactly.
there's actually also, and you can search for it in your search engines, like sustainable
Yeah,
or
sustainability,
there's better products in terms of that than there ever
Also,
were, right?
Even things like food gifts. That's what we said was like the gift of the year, or the promotional product of the year is food gifts, because everybody is like sending, fancy coffee cakes or, artisan food and whatnot, like in the kitting and things that are being sent out. So it's not just items that people have and throw away. It's also things that you enjoy and eat, and it can be like almost anything that you could put a logo on, really.
At one of the shows, there was a company, and they printed edible ink on chocolate, like fine detail, like a photograph on chocolate. I mean, there's crazy promotional products available, right?
Yeah, we have a lot of chocolate companies, Chocolate Inn, Chocolate. So many, and cookie companies, all kinds of food.
Yeah.
Maple Ridge Farms.
And like charcuterie boards are so
yeah.
big now. So there's all kinds of, like, anything you can kind of think of is probably, available from somebody.
Baseball bats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guitars.
Yes.
Someone gave me a baseball bat.
Yes.
So actually, I think you're going to say nobody, but so if you're a decorator considering it, is there a reason not to go into it? Like, is it certain kind of companies it doesn't work for, or?
Well, I would say that it's like anything, you get kind of out of it what you put into it. So I know that we have people that will join. I've heard, like, kind of anecdotally, who'll be like, oh, well, this isn't worth my time. I'm not making any money. If you just get it and then don't try to do anything with it, then it's probably not for you, because it's like any kind of service that you have to actually still be, marketing yourself and selling. So if you think it's going to be like a magic fix, that's not, it's not going to sell itself, basically.
I had, I think, a phone call years ago, and I work in membership, so we're always either trying to keep our members or find new members. And I was speaking with a gentleman, and he said, well, if you could just make my phone ring. If I could make your phone ring, I'm going to come and do your job and get your customer. You have to make your phone ring by getting your clients what they want and need. And it does take work. You have to listen and talk to them. I don't think that there's really any decorator or any of that that doesn't need to be part of the promotional product industry, because that is your industry, whether you're decorating a t-shirt or a charcuterie board.
Actually, what you just said, actually, of the two things I can think of where you can make good use of it, if you have a good sales system in place already, then it's going to be great. And if you have good art department, I think also, then it's going to be great because the products are offered, but you usually have to do the art yourself. So the thing I think that people are afraid of that is not true, it's very easy to use these systems. You know, but both PPAI and ASI make it very easy to use their systems to find the products.
Plus, I think we have, and I'm sure PPAI does too, we have customer service that's always available. If you guys, I mean, I see them just on, people ask questions on Facebook, and I'll see people from ASI like answering it right away. So I know we're helping people all the time, and we're like, they're great. Like, they really will help you through any kind of issue that you're having. So if it's intimidating, I'm sure that there's someone from either organization that is kind of on call to help you figure it out.
How many distributors are there? How many, do you know? Roughly?
In the industry, or?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I would probably have to say there's probably 50,000-ish
Right.
Yeah, that
distributors.
Sounds about right.
I know about 25 years ago or something, it was, I think, more like 30,000, and there was only 5,000 above $1 million or something like
Yeah,
that, right? There's a lot of small ones, right?
There
I
are a
think
lot of small
The industry
distributors.
is what, like 23 billion right now? Something like that?
Yeah, that's pre-COVID numbers, so we're about 21 billion right now, but we're growing, we're getting it back. It's getting stronger, it's getting back up there.
I
mean,
believe,
even
according to our
shows.
research, it was maybe like the industry is up like 12% in
Yeah.
2021.
Yeah, so we're still building it back up since COVID. We only lost a handful of members. I mean, during the 2 years that we were shut down, it was amazing that really we didn't lose that many of our members. And when you
Because they were all selling decorated masks,
Right,
I think.
PPE.
they did, they
PPE was
changed
a
they
lifesaver.
changed to what they were selling, and that's what you have to do to keep money coming into your pocket.
So anything burning you have to say, and then I'll open it to questions.
No, I don't think so. But just, I guess, if you go to asicentral.com/news, you can see like all the news stories that we write every day. We have the Promogram newsletter that comes out 3 times a week. So, you know, as a news person, I used to work in daily newspapers. So we really try to have like a high level of like journalism and share like what is going on in the industry for you. So it's worth checking out even if you're not a member.
We have 3 points of media at PPAI. We have a hard copy magazine that gets a lot of news out to all of our members, and
What's that called?
PPB magazine. And then we have PC Today. That is a digital daily email that gets sent out. It's also available on our website. And then we have a bi-weekly news link, and that comes out on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I think as the whole industry, we really try to keep the whole industry informed about what's going on, who acquired who. You know, I know over the years, suppliers acquire suppliers all day long, and you go, oh, BIC isn't BIC anymore, it's Koozie Group. So, you know, you go, oh, what is their name? You don't, but we try to inform everybody with the different forms of media that we all put out.
And even things like what's going on in like China with like supply chain or like sustainability issues and just all the different kinds of things that you might not like immediately think would impact you, but does have an effect on what's happening here.
All right. How about any questions about promotional products out there? So the question is, is there local chapters?
Not of ASI, but I think there are.
So they're not local chapters. PPAI, there's only one, but there are 27 regional associations across the U.S., and you do typically want to check out your local regional association. They have local shows. They have local events. We have 2 regional associations in Texas, and I've been to many events because it's fun. You get out, you get to see your members, you hang out with your distributors. and you also get to see your local suppliers. So it's a great way to see who is manufacturing in your own backyard, and you build relationships. That's one of the best ways to find mentors, build relationships, but definitely check out those regional associations. You can find a map on our website, ppai.org, and just go to regionals, and you can find who's your regional association in your own backyard.
Other questions? Promotional products. Okay, so the question is, how does a small business stay relevant with all the mergers? You mean the mergers of the distributors? Yeah, right.
I
The
would-
halos, like the big giant ones.
I would say, find I guess maybe really narrow down on what your niche is, and give that extra customer service that maybe a bigger company isn't given. And then also, there are, you could look at the different kind of organizations there are that, like buying groups and things like that, that maybe you can stay, independent and separate, but have some of that help with the bigger issues that the big companies have because they're big.
To kind of add on to that, a lot of small distributors do say, how do I compete against Amazon and the 4 imprints out there? And you're not competing against Amazon because you're never going to offer free shipping. That's not going to happen. If that's what someone's shopping for, just let Amazon have it.
Yeah.
You are maintaining and building your relationship with your customers. So as long as you're giving and providing your great customer service, that one-on-one, you'll never lose your customer. If your customer is shopping, yes, sometimes it's better just to fire your customer and find a new one, because good customers, great customers are out there.
Yeah, and you kind of figure out how to differentiate yourself from, those big people, because I'm sure there's something that you're doing that other people are not.
Yeah, I think in some ways it gives more opportunity, because a lot of people don't want a soulless giant entity that they want the personal. So you're always going to beat them on personal, always. Yep. So yeah, maybe you can't get your price down as low as they can, but personal matters. A lot of people don't care about the price. A lot of people just want the attention. They want someone that understands their business. I mean, the best salespeople know what the manufacturing rules are and knows what their customer wants, and put those together, and you can beat anybody at that game.
Yep.
All right, more questions? Oh, that's a good question. So the question is, how do you decide which products to sell? Because they represent so many suppliers of so many products.
Well, I think that's one thing where coming to the sites and looking at the education and research we have can help, because we put out showcases of some of the hot new products, or going to trade shows and seeing what is interesting and cool could be a way to do that. Also, maybe you probably, just because we have tons of suppliers doesn't mean that you're going to want to work with every single one. You probably are going to find some that are your trusted suppliers.
Don't they also have ratings and stuff?
Yeah,
The
right. There are
distributors can rate
ratings
them?
too. Yeah, definitely.
Like Yelp reviews for distributors,
Right.
sort of, if you will, right?
Yeah.
That's correct. PPAI, we don't rate any of our suppliers. We don't rate, that's not what we do. But our partner, we have a partner technology company, Sage. On their database, they do have a rating system, and it's an A+, all the way down to F. And ASI rates their
I think it's by
suppliers
stars.
as well. So, when you are looking for a product and you're trying to find what suppliers to use, you always want to say, a C or better, or, sometimes you just have to take a chance and hope. If there's one supplier that produces one product and they have a horrible rating, you either have to take a chance and hope you get the good customer service or the good product, or don't even show it to your client and find something else. What products to find for your clients, how to determine that, that's part of your salesman abilities and knowing your customer and their needs. What are they looking for? What's the event? Some products kind of go hand in hand with the type of event they're going to be offering that giveaway. And, if it's an awards banquet, then it's obviously more on the awards side, crystals and journal, books, things like that. You know, if you're going to a kids themed something, you may want to stick with stuffed animals or something that's appropriate for kids.
And again, that's where I think a lot of suppliers come in handy because they do have like marketing teams where they can give you ideas for how their products can be used. So it's a good idea to get kind of a good relationship with the suppliers that you're working with.
Yeah, I will say most of it lay them out pretty well too. So I mean, you can't tell how well they produce, but they will have their terms that they use. It's this much for a sample. It's these additional costs. The costs are usually very clear, I will say, in both systems.
Absolutely, and pretty much any supplier will send you samples. They don't mind sending you samples of all the products. You just have to pay for the freight. They'll give it away for free. They don't care. You can. You know, I need a sample of this to show to my client. You know, you're still building your showcase. So, you know, always ask your suppliers for samples and give them your FedEx discount. I believe ASI offers UPS discounts. So there's always discounts with your shipper companies so that you save a little bit of money. Your supplier's not going to give you the discount on shipping.
Actually, I was kind of surprised because we were a pretty big company, and I forget ASI or PPAI, so I can't say which one, but it was because I don't remember. But there was a substantial freight discount that we couldn't even get on our own. Yeah. So, and then, I don't know, there's Pantone books have a discount sometimes. You know, they're exorbitantly priced. They're slightly less exorbitantly priced when you get it through one of them. So there's a lot of discounts that if you take advantage of, will help pay for your subscription to either organization.
And you know, it could be cool too, like if you're just kind of like looking around at the different products and you see something that you think would be fun for your clients, you should just maybe order some that are self-promo with your own logo on it and just kind of give it out, you know, as part of, like, put it in the box, and then maybe that'll just drum up orders anyway. So, you know, there's lots of ways to kind of get into what you're doing.
Suppliers also give you big discounts on self-promo. Your suppliers are out there to help you make the most money you can make. The more money you make, the more money they make. They sell a lot of products by helping you sell the products. So always keep that in mind. If you need self-promo items, go to your suppliers. They're going to give you in-column pricing, very minimum pricing on a lot of the products.
All right, other questions? All right. Stick around after if people have questions. Shy people, you'll have your day in a second or your few minutes.
We are here at the show. We are exhibiting in booth 313. Sage, our technology company, is over there in 315 as well, and I believe ASI is in 710.
710, I think.
It's right over here.
Somewhere over there.
And they'll be around for a few minutes afterwards. So how about an applause for Debbie and Theresa? All right, I want to thank the sponsors, Impressions, Alpha, Los Angeles Apparel, Hirsch, Lane 7, Omniprint, and NASDAR. And I'm from the Ink Kitchen, free source of information online. And thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.